Welcome.
Hello.
We're not good at this.
No, not at all.
Before we forget, I'm AJ.
I'm Tez.
And this is Under the Bleachers. And
one day I'll be able to say that simultaneously.
And also, congrats to us. We remembered to introduce ourselves. That's not something that happens often.
With the help of our intern. Thanks, intern.
You're welcome.
This episode is a segment.
Yeah, we're trying to do like a small segment.
Yeah, a segment of Under the Bleachers that I've dubbed Reppin. And that's R-E-P-P-I-N apostrophe. So don't add a G in there because that's lame.
That's a little too serious.
The Reppin is all about talking about specific groups, maybe a little marginalized in like comic books or just nerddom in general. So this episode is about mobility challenged characters. That could mean like paralyzed, in a wheelchair, in crutches, just some sort of like mobility impairment. And I chose this topic obviously because I myself am in a wheelchair, power chair, whatever you want to call it. I guess I'm paralyzed. Sometimes I feel weird saying it because it feels like I'm just like if I say I'm paralyzed, I feel like people take that as I'm like a talking head. Like just,
move your arms around.
No body function, just like head.
You mean like the heads in the terrible movie Harry Potter 3? Prisoner of Azkaban?
Sure. A little different topic for a different day. To start it off, we have the very popular Barbara Gordon, aka Batgirl, aka Oracle. And Tez knows a little bit about Barbara Gordon.
So there is a very popular graphic novel. It's obviously Batman, but it's called The Killing Joke. And the Joker is basically causing this complete rampage, and he kidnaps Barbara's father, and it's like a whole thing. Jim Gordon, the commissioner. Well, while Batman's trying to find Jim, Barbara's trying to get ready to go and help him, and turn from Barbara Gordon to Batgirl. And the Joker figures out who she is, breaks into her house. There's very graphic things that happen, but he essentially ends up shooting her and paralyzing her. At the end of the day,
I was not shot, by the way, just to...
No, it was not shot.
I was not shot. Barbara Gordon was shot.
Barbara Gordon was shot. He's... no gun wounds.
My accident was a lot more clumsier. I won't get into it, but...
A lot more clumsier?
Yeah, it was self-inflicted. I guess I would say.
Oh, that sounds like you tried to kill yourself, AJ.
No, I'm just very clumsy.
Okay.
So we have a debate. We can't really... I don't really know how to pronounce this beer.
Wait, intern, Google.
Linnenkugel.
I call it Linnenkugel.
I feel like it's like Leinenkugel.
I could be wrong. I probably am.
Summer shandy. There's I imagine it's like a pale ale with a lemon aspect.
It's a shandy. A shandy's like a fruit beer.
Okay. I know nothing.
My beer of choice
What?
is Pabst. Wait, you got it?
Leinenkugels.
Leinenkugels.
I was close.
Leinenkugels.
I actually think you were correct when you said it.
Yeah.
Anyway, mine is Pabst Blue Ribbon.
A staple.
It's a staple. I drink it fairly regularly.
Also, BT Dubs in college, I would get Pabst Blue Ribbon and I'd get orange juice and I'd mix them together, and that was my beer mosa.
Oh, I do like beer mosas, and they are so good with Pabst. I do that too. Like when I go to brunch and stuff.
Also, not sponsored by Pabst.
Oh yeah, not sponsored by Pabst.
No money coming towards us from Pabst, but hit us up, whatever.
Please hit me up. I drink a lot of your product.
Anyways, moving on to our second character, we've got good old Charles Xavier.
Good old Chuck.
Good old Chuck from Marvel Comics, and he's probably like the most popular wheelchair-bound comic book character.
Most people would know him from, the X-Men comics, the animated series, which has a theme song that completely slaps.
Yeah, metal.
Oh, it's so good. And then there's also, he's played by Sir Patrick Stewart, who is a national treasure.
And James McAvoy.
Who is also a national treasure. Both not from this nation.
Nope.
But they're still national treasures, so there we go.
They're global treasures.
There you go.
Yeah. So Charles Xavier, he is an Omega level mutant, I believe. He has telepathic abilities, but like I would say
they're, like, beyond anything.
I would say they're very intense telepathic abilities.
Yeah, they're beyond anything you can imagine.
And then when he gets Cerebro on there, forget it. And that's one
He
powerful
can sense any
helmet.
mutant ever, always.
And obviously, Professor Xavier is the one responsible for forming the X-Men, bringing them all together. So yeah, Professor Xavier, a good representative of the mobility challenged, disabled group of people. Now, the third hero that I have listed is the Chief, Niles Calder. He is from DC, and he is...
Comics, not Washington.
Yes, DC Comics. He is responsible for the Doom Patrol, which is a group of metahumans in the DC Comics universe. That the Doom Patrol is where Beast Boy got his start before he moved on to the Teen Titans. And Niles Calder, I would say, is like the poor man's Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
And again, no disrespect to Niles Calder and his fans.
Or DC.
Or DC. It's just that, like, Niles Calder actually doesn't have, like, a power, I would say. He's just, like, really smart. The landing Kugel's giving me the burps. Excuse me. Yes, so he's just, like, really smart, and he gathered this group of metahumans together and formed the Doom Patrol, and they're a lesser-known group in
I would say so.
In the comic world, but, like, from what I've read up on, they're pretty stand-up guys, so shout out to the Doom Patrol and whoever follows those comics. Moving on to our fourth character, it is Silhouette Court, and she is one that I have not really heard that much of. So she's new to both of us.
Yeah.
She is from the Marvel Universe, and she's a paraplegic mutant. She was involved in some gang activity. She got into some sort of shootout with the police, and she got shot, and she was paralyzed. And now she's known for her crutches. She can walk to some degree, but obviously she needs the crutches. And various iterations, she has like crutches that are like enhanced for battle too. So that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. And Silhouette Cord, her power is that she is like I guess I would call it a shadow queen. She can like move into this like dimension called the Dark Force, which is essentially just shadows. She can turn into a shadow, and she moves into the shadows. She can pull people in the shadow. I think she travels that way. Don't quote me on that. And she can. She's gotten to the point where she's powerful enough to like make the shadows extend out into tentacles, which is pretty cool. Also, she is a Cambodian female comic book character.
She covers a lot of different things. So
shout out to the Cambodians and the females and the Cambodian females. Moving on, the fifth character is Freddie Freeman, aka Shazam Jr. Billy Batson is one of his friends is Freddie Freeman, aka Shazam Jr. Now, as I was explaining, or maybe I've edited it out of this the final cut. Shazam is Billy Batson, and Billy Batson is a kid who gets, I guess, blessed with these powers from this like high wizard. And he calls out Shazam, and he gets struck by lightning. He becomes this like Superman-like superhero, but he still has like the mind of a kid, Billy Batson. Now, Freddie Freeman originally was like shot by a Nazi because this character was
this comic
like
came out
around
the time
of World War II.
World War II.
Yeah, and then like
much like Captain America.
Billy Batson takes him to the wizard that gave him his power and is like, "Hey, can you make my friend walk again? Can you bring him back?" I don't know if he died, but like, you know, help my friend, basically. And he's like, "Well, you can share some of your Shazam powers," and he did. And in turn, whenever Freddie Freeman can basically, he's Shazam Jr. He has more or less all of Shazam's powers, where it's just like a plethora of super strength, super speed, flying, like calling lightning. Shazam is kind of like overpowered, really.
Yeah.
He's going to be played by Jack D. Grazer in the movie Freddie Freeman. Jack D. Grazer was in It. He's the guy with the cast that said loser.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. He was very good in that movie.
Yeah, he's very good. Oh, I should mention he is mobility challenged because he was shot by a Nazi. And I don't know how they're going to do that in modern day, but we'll wait for the movie to find out. But he was shot by a Nazi, and he does, even though he gets Shazam powers, he still needs crutches when he's in his like normal kid form. So, Freddie Freeman, a good mobility challenged comic book character. And the last one that I wanted to speak about was...
I think it's both of our personal favorites.
Yeah. It's a indie comic brand called Liquid Comics, and his name is Silver Scorpion. Oh, that's the superhero name. His actual name is Bashir Bari. He's a Muslim kid. He is in a wheelchair, and he, I think, comes upon this like Silver Scorpion amulet that he uses, and when he has it, he can control metal. He's ferrokinetic is the term for it.
So he's like a Muslim Magneto almost?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like if Magneto and Professor Xavier had a Muslim baby together.
I feel like there's some type of like fandom or like where they shipped Xavier and Magneto.
And Bashir Bari is...
And Bashir Bari is their child.
And he actually, when he's in his superhero suit, he gets like all decked out in metal, even the chair, it looks really cool. He actually loses his legs. And what is it? Let's see. It's from a violent incident involving gangsters. So he ends up losing his legs because of it. He is in a wheelchair. He gets the Scorpion amulet, and then he becomes the Silver Scorpion, decked out in metal. He can control metal. Super cool. Should be the child of Professor Xavier and Magneto.
I think he is.
We'll
find out.
Will we? And that concludes the list. Now, how has your beer been this whole time?
As always, PBR is fantastic.
I mean, can you go wrong with PBR?
No, you really can't.
It's a classic.
No, it really is.
How many stars would you rate this beer?
I would probably rate this beer
out of 10.
11 out of 10 Charles Xavier Magneto babies.
That's high praises.
Mm-hmm.
That's high praises.
I don't give any beer that.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind, PBR.
The Leinenkugel is like really refreshing. It's
a good summer beer. You're outside, you're chilling.
Yeah, there's a lemon aspect to it.
What would you give it? How many?
Xavier Magneto babies?
Yeah.
I think it deserves an 8.
Solid 8.
Yeah, a solid 8. I feel like if I were to squeeze some lemon into here, like some like natural lemon, it would take it up a notch
there
too.
There you go.
You know, and if it was like ice cold.
See, and if I would have known that, I have a lemon at home that I need to get rid of before it goes bad.
One lemon. Anyway, so this was the first installment of Reppin, mobility challenged comic book characters.
Mm-hmm.
Let us know what you thought. Maybe there's some characters that I left out, or maybe in a broader spectrum of fandom, like in movies or some genre that I'm missing, there's like a really cool mobility challenge character that you could shout out in the comments below. And
yeah, we'll definitely check them out.
Yeah,
also, let us know if there's any specific type of issue or disability or underrepresented group that you want us to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
We'll throw that on the list.
Also make some comments about how I was completely unprepared for today and I brought the beer.
But we look good.
Yeah.
We have a ring light situation.
There we go.
We're very fancy. And we have an intern.
We got an intern. She lets us pay her in tacos.
Oh my god, don't drop the ring light.
Please don't drop the ring light.
I know it's yours, but like, ugh. It's like a lot of money. So, if you like this video, can you like it? Can you gently caress that like button?
Can you give a little poke at that thumbs up button?
Or like, give a little smooch to the subscribe button?
Turn on those bell notifications. I've heard that in YouTube videos before, but I haven't done it because I don't like notifications on my phone.
Yeah, and then again, also leave comments on all the things that we asked you to comment on, and thanks for watching.
Or, just tell us about your day. That's fine too.
That's cool too.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
So again, I'm Tez.
I'm AJ, and this was
Under the Bleachers. Hey, we did it.
We did do it.
Let the name turn.